These teens allegedly attack a cop on Halloween for arresting their friend.
Get back, get back, get back, get back.
But things got even more serious as, because of this little kid, a cop suffered a deadly heart attack and dies.
Stop, turn around. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
A group of teenage girls is out trick-or-treating, but it quickly goes south. An Arkansas cop, Lieutenant Kenny May, spots one of the girls chuck a can into the street.
An Arkansas cop is beat up by a group of teenage girls, and the entire thing is caught on body camera video.
I need to check you out, sir.
Oh, do I?
What started as Halloween trick-or-treating soon turned sour when the teens were arrested for the attack.
Got her? Yeah. I don't care.
So he pulls over to have a chat with them, trying to keep the streets clean and all. Lieutenant May told them throwing trash isn't cool and they'll be getting a one-way ticket to jail. But these girls aren't having it.
What are you talking about?
Listen to me. The next time I see you throw trash, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail.
They started sassing him back, really getting in his space, and Lieutenant May's patience is wearing thin. He warns them about being minors and not above the law, but it seems to go in one ear and out the other.
Hey, you get out of my face. Thank you. 12, I need a couple other units in the 200 block apart.
When the group starts to walk away, May follows, telling the girls they're not above the law just because they're minors.
Don't give a shit, you're a minor. Hey, tell her to come down to the police department and see me. My name's Lieutenant May. Hey, I don't care if you're mad. Tell her to come and see me. My name's Lieutenant May. I don't care if you're mad. Tell her to come and see me. My name's Lieutenant May.
The situation escalates when one girl decides to throw the can at May. Now, he's trying to be reasonable, wants to follow them home, tell their parents about the littering, but these girls, they just won't call their parents.
Yeah, Gladen Park.
Do not touch me. I'm calling my mother. Move. Come here. Oh, if you touch me, I swear to
I'm not. Do I look like I'm touching you?
Yes. You just pushed me.
I wasn't talking to you.
It don't matter. Oh my God.
Hey, call your mom so I can find out where you live. Call your mom so I can find out where you live. Call your mom. Call your mama so I can find. Hey, I don't care. I don't care.
I threw a can in your.
And then threw it at me. So that's a different story. Hey, call your mom.
Friend, like, what are you doing?
Call your mom. I'm not gonna touch you. Call your. Okay, call your mom. Call your mom. Call. I'm super extra. Hey, call your mom. You can call your mom too. If juveniles with parents are on the way.
Ain't nobody on the way because I don't.
No, I need to talk to him. I want to talk to him. For throwing this at a cop?
You didn't even touch me.
Okay, so, yeah, throwing it at a cop.
Instead, they start throwing profanities and even a can at him. Talk about a tough night for Lieutenant May. Then things get really heated. May calls for backup because the argument is just spiraling. The girls are all up in his face, refusing to back down, and then, bam, one of them grabs at him.
Listen to me. You're gonna get. Hey, listen. Hey, because you can't. Because you're impeding my investigation. That's why. That's why. Listen. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Listen, y'all, back the off of me. Get the fuck back. Get 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 back. Get.
Lieutenant May's trying to keep his cool, telling them to back off, but they're not listening. Suddenly, it's chaos. May has to take one of the girls down, and the others jump in, hitting him. Finally, backup arrives, and they manage to break up the fight.
better put your head behind your back. Unison, calm down, slow down. Yeah, I'm good. No, you're good. It's just teenage girls.
They get the girls handcuffed, but even then the girls are screaming and yelling. It's a real mess. As they're getting loaded into the squad cars, the drama doesn't stop. The girls keep yelling, trying to argue their way out of handcuffs, but Lieutenant May's not having it. One girl says she's complying now, but May's like, too little too late.
Well, we're getting a crowd. If we have one or two more that can come this way. Let's start getting them in cars, and we'll take them to the police department. Get up. Get up. Get up. Hop in.
In the squad car, one of the girls claims she's now compliant, but Lieutenant May reminds her that punching him doesn't exactly scream compliant. She begs for her mom to be called, but May's like, should have thought of that earlier.
Take them all to the PD. We'll call parents from there so we don't get a crowd.
No, you got the cuffs on you.
All right. Get up.
Okay, I'm compliant.
No, you punched me in the face. You're not compliant.
You punched me first.
No, I didn't. I pushed you back.
Did.
It's all on camera. You're good.
Oh my God, can y'all call my mama, please?
Yeah, please. I've been trying to get you to call your mom.
Okay,
Too late.
I'm okay with that.
Too late to be nice.
He punched me in my face first. I don't have anything on me. I was
Okay. Well, you're under arrest for battery on an officer.
You can't touch me there. Do you want me to lift up my shirt? Like, what?
Nope. We don't need you to do anything else except do what we tell you to do. No, we're not.
Can I get my win?
No, ma'am. Get your foot in so it doesn't get shut in the door, okay?
Then, as if the night couldn't get any worse, one of the girls has an asthma attack. Lieutenant May, showing he's not all tough, calls for medical help.
Start calling parents.
Right now we're looking for asthma officers.
Well, hey, before we transfer her, I'll tell you what. No. Okay. Hey,
Where's your asthma pump?
let's get her in a different unit and have life.
Albright section.
12. A life net emergent for an asthma attack on a juvenile.
I'm not going to put it
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna have life net come check you out, okay?
if I need to check you out, sir.
Meanwhile, he's also checking if he needs some medical attention after the scuffle. Back at the scene, Lieutenant May shares the backstory with fellow officers. It all started over a thrown Red Bull can.
So they start off running. I'm just gonna fall into their house, and one of them tried to get in the way of me, so I pushed her out of the way. And then all three of them, were actively I'm backing up like they're juvenile girls. You're not wanting to just box them. I'm backing up like this, and finally when I heard sirens, they kept coming. I said, get back. I pushed them one time. They didn't get back, and then I took one down, and then everybody else jumped out and took the other two.
Go to jail. That's great.
Yeah.
And 2 girls were on you.
Yeah. So,
Should be on the dash cam.
yeah.
So how many we got in custody? I got 1. I've got 1.
3 or 4.
Okay. Got 3 and then
They're good. She's good. She came up after.
we're looking through.
He tried to keep things chill, but the girls weren't having it. They were confrontational, leading to the whole messy situation. After everything is settled down a bit, Lieutenant May checks on the girls in the squad car. But there's no cooling off. They're still heated. He reflects how a simple littering issue blew up into a full-on fight, a night that went from 0 to 100 real quick.
It's a littering call. So yeah, there'll be a littering report. Just upload those into that. Okay. Dude. So
this whole thing.
This is crazy.
Well, dude, man, I came around the corner and I had the one that was on your back, and I just tapped it on the ground.
Dude, like, I just saw him throw a Red Bull can,
Yeah.
and I was gonna stop and be like, hey man, pick up the can. They're like, pick it up and start running. I'm like, hey, well, don't run. That's gonna change. I'm like, just come back and talk to him for a minute. And it's automatically FUNI and all this. And so like, I'm running home. I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna follow you home, and I'm gonna talk to mom and dad. And
In the end, despite it all starting from littering, the girls are facing some serious charges. The whole ordeal was a mess from start to finish, and Lieutenant May is left to deal with the aftermath. It's a Halloween in Hot Springs that no one's going to forget anytime soon, especially not Lieutenant May. Authorities said all girls were taken into custody and charged with second-degree battery. And now, we move on to the next case. In Youngstown, Ohio, on September 14th, a distressing confrontation unfolded between a police officer and Keyshawn Sims, a man reported to be experiencing a mental health crisis.
Make sure this is on. You have to leave, sir.
Make me leave. Say that again.
You called me retarded.
Say that again.
You're mental.
Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody fucking mental. Can call somebody so I can fucking talk to someone.
The situation escalated from a verbal exchange to a physical altercation, all caught on the officer's body camera. Sims, wearing a red shirt, entered the police department's auxiliary office, insisting on a meeting with the police chief. The officer informed him that appointments were necessary to meet with the chief, suggesting Sims could make a call to arrange one. However, the officer's attempt to contact someone on Sims's behalf was unsuccessful, as the person was not available.
You have to make an appointment with the chief to see him.
As the conversation continued, the officer indicated that Sims needed to schedule an appointment to speak with anyone he wished to contact within the department. Despite Sims's reluctance, the officer stressed the importance of following these protocols, hinting that Sims's behavior suggested he might be experiencing mental health issues.
Yeah, but everybody you need to talk to, that you want to talk to, you have to make an appointment to see them. Well, that's the way it's going to be. You can say no all you want. Okay. I have someone who actually needs help. Can you have him? Sir, don't be difficult. Just, there's no one that will talk to you. No. Because you're talking about some kind of manifestation. It's that, you know.
The officer then approached Sims in the lobby, repeatedly asking him to leave. Sims resisted, leading to a tense standoff that quickly became physical. Sims challenged the officer to force him out, denying any mental health problems and demanding to speak with someone.
You have to leave now, sir.
Or what?
You have to leave now, sir.
Call someone right there.
I'm not calling anyone.
Yeah,
you have to leave.
Why?
Leave.
Make me leave.
Leave.
Make me leave.
Make you leave?
Yeah. Make me leave.
Make sure this is on. You have to leave, sir.
Make me leave. Say that again.
You called me retarded.
Say that again.
You're mental.
Mental, bro. Yeah. Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody fucking mental.
The confrontation escalated further, with physical struggles ensuing between Sims and the officer. During these moments, the officer drew his service weapon as both individuals engaged in another physical confrontation.
Again. Say that again. We can do this all day.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Additional officers arrived soon after, assisting in restraining Sims.
Not today. Yeah. Do I hear this out here?
Who is it, man? I have no idea.
Surveillance footage from the police department also captured the violent exchange, showing Sims striking the officer multiple times before being subdued by arriving officers. Despite the chaos, Sims was eventually handcuffed, albeit with some final words to the officer.
Let me see you again.
Hope so. Thank you.
Punch. Yeah, okay. Watch. I'm gonna get all your.
What's your first name?
You. That's what it is.
Sims was charged with several offenses, including assault on a peace officer and aggravated robbery. Thankfully, neither Sims nor the officer sustained severe injuries from the incident. In response to this event, the Youngstown Police Department is considering enhancing its crisis intervention training to better equip officers with de-escalation skills for future encounters. Sims was taken to the Mahoning County Jail, where he is charged with assault on a peace officer, menacing, obstructing official business, aggravated robbery, and intimidation.
Get back over there.
What?
Stop.
Put your hands on. Stop. Don't put your hands on me, you fat fuck.
Back-to-back blunders for a Florida man who crashes his vehicle into a hydrant while allegedly drunk driving, all before attacking a sheriff's deputy.
Bubba, I ain't doing nothing to you like that. Hey, goddamn, I'm bad.
You just grabbed my nuts.
If I did, I'm so sorry. Sit up.
In Flagler County, Florida, an incident involving Frank Clement Jr., who was allegedly driving under the influence, led to a sequence of mishaps. Clement crashed his vehicle into a hydrant near a gas station around 4 p.m. on June 1st, causing water to spew from the damaged hydrant. When deputies arrived, body camera footage captured the scene and the subsequent interaction with Clement.
What happened? What? What happened? Okay.
No, seriously, man. Please don't.
Stop.
No,
You're spitting all over the place.
I'm sorry, man.
Stop.
I'm sorry, man.
I get it. Slow down for me. Slow down for me. What happened?
I don't.
Clement then tells officials he doesn't want them to harm the dog he has with him.
What happened? Did you take the turn?
Shoot my dog.
I get that. Can you put the dog somewhere?
Yeah. Can I put him in my trunk? Yeah.
Who's he? You don't know?
Yeah, I'm not working the crowd. But seriously, you want to know good shit?
Hold on one second.
He was stupid. Come on, Mama. Can I please? All right, I know.
Sit back.
Upon approach, Clement admitted to having consumed alcohol. He also expressed concern for the well-being of his dog, which was with him at the time, urging deputies not to harm the animal. However, the situation escalated when Clement approached one of the deputies in a manner deemed threatening by officials.
Sit back over there.
What?
Stop.
Put your hands on. Stop. Don't put your hands on me, you fat fuck. Keep me, you fat fuck.
Get the turn over.
I'm sorry, man.
226, I need a camera.
A struggle ensued when Clement attempted to reach for the deputy's gun and, in the process, ended up forcibly grabbing the deputy.
I'm sorry, man. Stop resisting. I am. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. All right. All right. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Oh. I'm so sorry. God damn it, you.
226.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bubba, I ain't doing nothing to you like that. Hey, goddamn, I'm bad.
You just grabbed my nuts.
If I did, I'm so sorry. Sit up. Sit up.
Despite the tense and confrontational moment, officials managed to subdue Clement, eventually handcuffing him. Throughout the altercation, Clement repeatedly apologized, notably after the deputy exclaimed about being grabbed inappropriately. Following the altercation, Clement was taken into custody and later to the hospital for treatment of his injuries. Fortunately, the deputy involved in the incident was not injured.
Nice to them. Those are good fellas. Those are good firemen.
Yeah.
Good friends of mine, okay?
Hey, man. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
No. Let them do their thing. We can talk and walk.
What is your name?
Jackson.
No, wait a minute.
Hey, Jackson.
Wait a minute.
Frank,
What is
we can talk and walk. I ain't mad about shit.
Okay, cool.
And I get that. Thank you that I hurt my dog.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Come on, let's help up.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, good job, Frank. Good job. How we gonna do? You gonna cut through there?
Clement was treated at the Advent Health Palm Coast, then taken to the county jail. He faces felony charges of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer with violence, as well as a misdemeanor charge of DUI with property damage. Stay tuned to Cop POV Insight, where we bring the reality of policing into focus, one frame at a time.
Stop. Turn around. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Don't walk away from me.
No, sorry.
Don't pull away from me. I'm checking you for what? Get your hands away from your... Stop. Stop.
A cop in Florida gets into a fight with a young person. The policeman falls to the ground and dies. An officer approaches a 19-year-old guy, Veria Aguilar Mendez, just walking and minding his own business.
422 St. John's. 1012, single 13P, Hispanic male, white t-shirt, black shorts, Super 8 30, 16, 3576, you be phoning me. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Chatting on the phone with his mom. But the officer, Sergeant Michael Kunovich, is on a mission. He wants to know why Aguilar Mendez started walking away as soon as he saw the cop car. Kunovich tries to chat with Aguilar Mendez, who's from Guatemala and doesn't speak English. The conversation was a total confusion. Kunovich asks for ID, wondering if Aguilar Mendez has any weapons.
Where are you staying?
Huh?
Where are you staying? Sleeping? Here?
Yes.
Well, why aren't you eating inside?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. Speak.
Okay, I've got some economy. Okay, do you have any ID and identification? License?
What?
ID, identification.
Yeah.
In the room?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your first name?
Huh?
Your first name?
I'm sorry. I'm speaking.
Okay, do you have any weapons on you?
Huh?
You have any weapons on you?
No.
All the while, Aguilar Mendez is probably just trying to wrap his head around what's going on. Things take a turn for the worse when Kunovich decides to search Aguilar Mendez for weapons.
Don't walk away from me.
No, sorry.
Don't pull away from me. I'm checking you for what? Get your hands away from your... Stop.
No.
Stop.
No. I'm sorry.
And then, everything spirals. Another officer joins in. Aguilar Mendez keeps saying, "I'm sorry," and the situation escalates to him being told to get on the ground.
No, I'm sorry.
Stop. Turn around. Get on the ground.
I'm sorry.
Get on the ground.
I'm sorry.
It's chaotic and scary, and it ends with Kunovich dying from a heart attack. Here's where it gets even more complex. Aguilar Mendez gets charged with manslaughter, and then it's reduced to aggravated manslaughter.
When I first saw it, though, I know the state attorney up there, and he's a good guy who obviously wants to do justice in every case. This case, I do think, can get to a jury. I think he has a good faith basis to file the charges. It just would be an uphill battle because it depends exactly on what was foreseeable and how much the medical examiner could say that the scuffle led to the officer's death. But in the end, the state attorney is left with an individual who is an undocumented immigrant who resisted arrest with violence and led to the death of a law enforcement officer. So you can see why the state attorney there was quick to file charges. The question is whether those charges will stick.
The case is a tangle of legal questions about foreseeability and proximate cause. It's a prosecutor's nightmare and a tragedy for everyone involved.
Different than what would lead to a conviction in Palm Beach County. I can say that that case would be unlikely to result in a conviction here in Palm Beach County. That would be something to influence our filing decision because as state attorneys, we have to have a good faith belief that we can get a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt.
Different parts of Florida might handle this case differently. In some places, Aguilar Mendez might not have faced such severe charges, but here, resisting arrest with violence is a serious felony. It's a glimpse into how location can shape legal outcomes. Aguilar Mendez had a knife. He said he needed it to cut up a watermelon at work. The police struggled with Mendez for 8 minutes. They put him in a chokehold and used a taser on him many times, and Kunovich had a heart attack and died. The autopsy points to natural causes for Kunovich's death, sparking debate about whether Aguilar Mendez's actions could be directly linked to it. It's a legal and moral puzzle questioning the fairness of charging Aguilar Mendez with such a serious crime.
Instead, because he's facing 30 years in prison and the medical examiner ruled that the officer's death was of natural causes. If the officer's death was not foreseeable, if it was not proximate cause of the resisting, then I don't see how they're going to get a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt for that first-degree felony. But at the very least, there is a good faith basis and I think enough evidence to sustain a conviction for resisting arrest with violence. Even though there is a language barrier, the individual did resist, and I think that's something that a jury would have to sort out.
Aguilar Mendez's story adds another layer of complexity. He came to the U.S. for a better life, speaking Mam, an indigenous language, adding a significant language barrier to this already convoluted situation.
On the night of his arrest, he was reportedly outside the Super 8 motel where he stayed with other migrant workers, eating a meal outside and talking with his mother when approached by Sergeant Kunovich. According to reports, officers recovered cash, a cell phone, lighter, pocket knife, and his motel room card from Aguilar Mendez.
Well, the question is whether the officer had probable cause to make an arrest, and it seems like he did, but then the question is, can he make the stop? Does he have reasonable suspicion to make a stop? And that's something that could be litigated in the courts. That's something that the court can decide that there was not the basis to even stop him in the first place. But so far, the fact that he's being held without bond shows that the judge has already found that probable cause existed.
Legal experts debate the validity of the stop and arrest, considering the language barrier and Aguilar Mendez's immigration status. It's a case that challenges our notions of justice and how the legal system deals with non-English speakers and immigrants.
I understand what the advocates are saying. I can understand looking at this from the outside that it looks like something that is not justice. But on the other hand, the prosecutor is had a good faith basis to prosecute this case as a resisting arrest with violence, and I think based on the fact he could pursue it as something more.
But now there's an indefinite pause on the case. During a December competency hearing, Aguilar Mendez was declared by the courts as mentally incompetent to stand trial due to his lack of understanding of the U.S. criminal justice system. And with the issue of competency at play, Ehrenberg says there's a brief flaw as that system was set up for people with mental illness, not people who have to deal with a language barrier.
The craziest cases seem to always happen in Florida.
Aguilar Mendez is deemed mentally incompetent to stand trial, not due to mental illness, but because of the language barrier and unfamiliarity with the U.S. legal system. It's a rare situation that highlights flaws in how the system deals with competency.
There's a language barrier, that he speaks a language where there is not an interpreter in that area. The issue I would have is that the competency system, which is designed to send someone to a hospital to get competent while they await trial, is really designed for people with mental illness. It's not really designed for someone who's not competent because they don't speak the language. If he was a defendant down here in South Florida, there would be an interpreter available for him, a Mayan interpreter. But because he's in North Florida where there is no interpreter available, it complicates matters. And I would hope that a judge...
Aguilar Mendez remains behind bars, his future uncertain, awaiting a system that can navigate the complexities of language, law, and fairness. It's a poignant reminder of the human stories behind headlines, challenging our perceptions of justice and accountability. In interviews documented in the incident report, officers told an investigator that Kunovich had complained of having bronchitis, but that he was also said that he was feeling better. Some of the officers said he looked fine. An officer identified as Corporal Ryan Lyles told the investigator that Kunovich struggled to talk, was out of breath, and disoriented when he saw him after the arrest. According to the report, Riker Graves, a dispatcher on a ride along with a deputy who arrived after Aguilar was handcuffed, told the investigator in a sworn statement that deputies had told him that Kunovich had been complaining of chest pains beforehand. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more insights straight from the front line.